In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. Poet John O'Donohue.
What you are is what you have been. What you'll be is what you do now. Siddhartha Gautama.
The voice of one crying out in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord, make his paths straight. Matthew chapter 1, verse 3.
What does it mean to begin?
Not just to start fast and loose, but to intentionally prepare for a new era.
To cross a threshold hand in hand with a whole community, all of you gathering together to create something that is both informed by your collective history and entirely new.
Join us for Preparing the Way, a worship series to set our intentions for the future as we prepare to move our UUCA community into our new spiritual home.
Good morning, UUCA. My name is Leroy Kennedy. I'm the sabbatical music director here, and it is such a joy and pleasure to see each and every one of you here in the building, as well as those of you who are joining us at home. Just want to let you all know, some of us here, we've experiencing some seasonal allergies and some sinus drainages and whatnot. I see people shaking heads, so we can identify with it. So if you, like that, if you happen to see coughing or blowing noses or whatnot, then just know that that's what it is. We have had COVID tests. We've came back negative. We've been cleared, so we're good to go. So just want to let you guys be aware of that. If you're at home, find you a place where you can be present, light your chalice, close your eyes during meditation, and everyone join in the singing of the hymns. And with that, can we all stand together and let's join in singing our opening hymn, number 116, I'm on my way. I'm on my way,
I'm on my way
to the freedom land.
to the freedom land.
I'm on my way,
I'm on my way
to the freedom
to the
land.
freedom land.
I'm on my way,
I'm on my way
to the freedom
to the
land.
freedom land.
I'm on my way, great God, I'm on my way. I ask my sister,
I ask my sister,
come and go with me.
come and go with me.
I ask my sister,
I ask my sister,
come and go with me.
come and go with me.
I ask my sister,
I ask my sister,
come and go with me.
come and go with me.
I'm on my way, great God, I'm on my way. I ask my brother,
I ask my brother,
come and go with me.
come and go with me.
I ask my brother,
I ask my brother,
come and go with me.
come and go with me.
I ask my brother,
I ask my brother,
come and go with me.
come and go with me.
I'm on my way, great God, I'm on my way. If they say no,
If they say no,
I'll go anyhow.
I'll go anyhow.
If they say no,
If they say no,
anyhow.
I'll go anyhow.
If they say no,
If they say no,
I'll go anyhow.
I'll go anyhow.
I'm on my way, great God, I'm on my way. I'm on my way,
I'm on my way,
and I won't turn back.
and I won't turn back.
I'm on my way,
I'm on my way,
and I won't turn back.
and I won't turn back.
I'm on my way,
I'm on my way,
and I won't turn
and I
back.
won't turn back.
I'm on my way, great God, I'm on my way. Thank you. You may be seated.
Well, I am Reverend Taryn Strauss, senior minister here, and a couple of months ago, I preached about abortion from this pulpit. In fact, I preached my abortion. If you want to go back and look, it was the March 13th sermon, The Blessing of Choice. You can go back and watch it, or you can let someone here in the office know if you'd like the text, and they will send it to you. Now, I've said it before, but I believe these are apocalyptic times, meaning we are seeing the unveiling of the fragile foundation underneath our democracy, our institutional support systems, our civic society even. But we were made for these times. We are a part of the axis of good. As Unitarian Universalists, we uphold the sanctity of life and the right of every person to have autonomy over their body. We believe consent and bodily autonomy are holy. And as members of a faith that upholds the worth and dignity of every person as central to our understanding, we will speak and preach and fight for a pregnant person's right to choose what happens to their body. Amen. Amen. We will. I am saying this now at the opening because I want you to know where you are. I want you to know what kind of congregation you belong to. I want you to know that you are chosen. You are invited into this conversation, into this moment where so many of us are awash in fear and rage. This is a time for transformation, for courage. It is a time to connect with our soul force, calling us to praise freedom and love above all. So at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta, I want you to know that whatever choice you make with your own body, whomever you love, if you are ready to be courageous with your love and soulful with your justice making, if you are ready to transform yourself and transform this community and Atlanta and Georgia and the world, you are welcome here.
Good morning. My name is Sonia Tinsley Hook, and I'm one of your lay ministers, and I'm glad to join you this morning. Today's flowers, these beautiful flowers, were donated by the UUCA Endowment Fund in honor of all mothers on Mother's Day, and thanking the members of the Legacy Society for their support of the Endowment Fund. We will be hearing more from the Legacy Society a bit later. It's time again for our congregational meeting. Woo, so exciting. We will elect new officers to our board, hear more about our move to the new campus, that is very exciting, hear from Reverend Taryn on our various ministries here at UUCA. Register now for the congregational meeting on May 15th at 1 p.m. using the link on your screen. We strongly encourage you to attend the last congregational town hall meeting today at 1 p.m. to ask questions. Our town halls allow the congregational meeting to proceed on schedule and provide a positive experience for all. Through the live chat, we can express love and care for each other. So please take a moment to say hello to each other and anyone else who might be visiting in this morning's worship. It is hard to stop hugging each other. We are so glad to see each other. Wasn't it wonderful to say hello? Continue connecting at Zoom Social Hour after service or out in the parking lot. Once again, we're glad you've chosen to worship with us this morning. And these folks behind me, we're so glad they're here. We're now joined by John Guyton, president of the UUCA Endowment Fund and members of the Legacy Society, to light our chalice.
May the light of this flame illuminate our tradition of seeking and invite all who yearn for your acceptance and ignite the passion for justice and peace.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Now, this morning's movement prayer will be led by the dynamic mother and kid duo, Joyce and Z. Lanterman, who said they don't need my help with the words. Maybe? Okay, we will help. That's okay. Oh, so please, sorry. So let's all please rise and join them in body or in spirit. Yeah.
Lift our arms and embrace the gifts of spirit. We bring these gifts unto ourselves with gratitude and breathe and smile. We share these gifts with the world and we remember to be present. Honor, embrace, gratitude, share, be present.
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing?
Let us put hands upon hearts, feel the warm connection. Let love in this moment flow. Say to yourself silently, I will love myself. I will love others. And that love will heal the world. At this time, we hear the joys and sorrows of this congregation. Please send love and condolences to Julia McPeak. Julia's father, John McPeak, passed away on May 6th. John was a practicing UU for many, many years before converting to Judaism. Julia would appreciate cards and emails during this time, and her contact information is in the directory and on Realm. We ask that you send love and healing energy out to Carol Welter. Carol is recovering from surgery after a diagnosis of breast cancer. Carol continues to feel connected to her UUCA family and would appreciate your cards and emails of support during this challenging time. You are invited to say the names of people or places you are holding in your heart this morning. Please write their name into the live chat or speak their names into this holy moment now. May all find connection. May all people find comfort. May all of us find more ways to be more loving. As humans have gathered for millennia, so do we gather in our way on this day, to gently surrender to something beyond ourselves, to humbly acknowledge our mistakes, to ask forgiveness, to seek hope and renewal, to remember that all beings are mysteriously connected and to feel just for one moment that connection. Now, we still our bodies and we still our minds. We take in a breath and we exhale. We relax into this space that our intentions make sacred. We enter into the wise silence.
What though the tempest round me roars? I know the truth it liveth. What though the darkness around me glows? Songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love prevails in heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing?
We're going to share a reflection on motherhood I wrote just this week for just this moment. Do you know what motherhood really is? Beyond gender, beyond bringing life, beyond feeding and cherishing the tender, fragile form of life's beginning, beyond dusting off a scrape and attending and applying a balm,
Beyond calling the school and advocating for the safest, most liberating learning. Beyond staying up and keeping vigil. Beyond driving the car in rush hour traffic to get someone to their most beloved, most fleeting interest. Beyond crying out for an end to all wars, violence, and shooting that kills the precious children of mothers. Beyond scrapping together reserves of courage to send off her precious heart into places where either learning or growing or bullying or bullets could all happen.
It is living for someone beyond the self. Motherhood is the holiest prayer. Motherhood is foot washing. It is hours of devotionals, years of polishing the sacred and non-sacred objects. It is the same vow made in the convent. A purpose beyond the self, wholly undertaken with all thy might.
So give all the flowers in the world. Arrange the breakfast tray just so. Write love letters. Praise your mother's name. Curse or forgive the mother who could not make the vow stick. Not every monk fulfills their call either. Bless the pregnant person who released their baby into the dreamscape, who chose life in service to a different call and purpose. Perhaps that person had a mother who fought for her to be safe and control her own body, like any mother would.
Mothering is limitless. We can all mother each other. Praying to the great God Mama. We can hardly find the words nor acts of devotion to compare to someone who lived entirely for us, beyond the self. What you can do is mother someone else. Live with integrity. Love yourself well. Be loving, be kind. Continue the vow to someone beyond the self, the daily acts of devotion. Nurture something growing. Heal someone who is unwell. Liberate someone who needs to get free. Speak out for those who have no voice.
It's what your mother would have wanted.
Good morning. For those I haven't met, I'm Laura Beth Brown, Director of Lifespan Religious Education, and our story this morning is What the Road Said by Cleo Wade. Illustrations by Lucy de Moyencourt. Have you ever wanted to go in a different direction? Have you ever wondered if there was something more, something out there, something just different? I did too. Then one day, I was walking my usual way home when out of nowhere, for no reason at all, almost as if it were magic, a road appeared. I couldn't believe my eyes, so I walked over to it, and I said to the road, "Where do you lead?" The road said, "Be a leader and find out." "How do I start?" I asked. The road smiled and said, "You have already started." "Well, what happens when I get there?" "We have just begun," said the road. "Do not skip straight to the ending. Enjoy the beginning and the middle too." "Well, which way do I go?" "That is your choice to make," said the road. "But what if I go the wrong way?" The road curved a little, almost as if it was giving me a hug, and said, "Do not worry. Sometimes we go the wrong way on our way to the right way." "Well, what if I get scared?" "That is okay. You are brave," said the road. "But what does it mean to be brave?" I asked. The road guided me through a very gloomy forest. Even though I was frightened, I trusted the road, and as I took one step and then another step after that, the road gently whispered, "Being brave is when you are afraid of doing something, but you do it anyway. Do not let what scares you keep you from continuing on your path." "Will I always move forward?" "Not always," said the road. Well, why not? Because sometimes you will stumble backwards and sometimes you will stand still. Well, what if I fall? Well, everyone falls at some point, said the road, but I will always be there when you land. Well, what if I get lost? There may be some days that feel long and dark, said the road, but I promise that no matter what, I will give you the evening stars and the morning sun to light your way. What if I grow weary or get hurt? I will give you trees of all shapes and sizes to shelter you when you need to rest and heal, said the road. What if I get lonely? You are never alone, said the road. Well, what if I change? Come with me, said the road. As I moved forward, the road introduced me to a caterpillar and a family of seeds. We did not stay long. The road began taking me on a journey through the seasons. I watched summer turn into fall and fall turn into winter, and as spring was upon us, I realized that we had gone in one big, beautiful circle. I looked down and found I was standing in front of the caterpillar and the seeds once more, only the caterpillar was no longer a caterpillar, and the seeds had turned into flowers of every color, swaying in the sun. The road then raised me up and said, "All things grow and change. This is the magic of being alive. You too will find your wings. You too will bloom. No living thing is meant to stay the same." Well, what if I need help on my journey? Ask your fellow travelers along the way. Well, what if they are mean to me? Lead them to kindness, said the road. How? By being kind. Well, what if they want to fight? Lead them to peace, said the road. How do I lead them to peace? By listening to their stories, telling them yours, and reminding them that you are all on this journey together. Well, what if the world around us is filled with hate? Lead it to love. How? By sharing your power of love with it, said the road. What if I can't do it? You can, said the road. Well, how do you know? Because you have come this far, said the road. I said to the road, "Where do you lead?" The road said, "Be a leader and find out." Thank you.
Hi, my name is David Hanna. I've been a member of UUCA since 2016. That will be 6 years this summer. They've been very active years for me. UUCA has been a vital part of my life as I sought support and sought to create a new community for myself. My life was changing, and I needed to redefine a few things for myself in my post-divorce years. While I do have my cherished relationship with my 3 magical children, Devin, Carter, and Isabel, I needed a new community, a new family, one that I felt would always be there to love and care for me, as we all want a loving community to care for each of us.
In out-of-the-way places of the heart,
my life was changing, and I needed to redefine a few things for myself in your way. Given and very grateful.
Thank you, guys. You want to keep going?
Hi, my name is David Hanna.
Okay, we can start over.
I've been
Whatever's
a member of
easiest.
UUCA since 2016.
Great.
That will be 6 years this summer. They've been very active years for me. UUCA has been a vital part of my life as I sought support and sought to create a new community for myself. My life was changing, and I needed to redefine a few things for myself in my post-divorce years. While I do have my cherished relationship with my 3 magical children, Devin, Carter, and Isabel, I needed a new community, a new family, one that I felt would always be there to love and care for me, as we all want a loving community to care for each of us. And when it's my time to leave this world, I want my family and friends and my UUCA community to gather here at UUCA to remember me. I want a spiritual home that people know is mine, and as a spiritual place that I chose as home. It is because of this story that I've just told you that I've chosen UCA's endowment fund as a beneficiary in my will. That's an action I took last year. This simple action, I later found out, made me part of what is called the Legacy Society at UCA. Now, if your UCA has the same meaning and place in your life as it does in mine, I encourage you to consider making the UCA Endowment Fund a beneficiary in your will. The offering will now be given and very gratefully received.
Can we just pause that for 1 second? Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Before I sing this song, I just wanted to say this will now be the 10th Mother's Day that I'll have without my mother. And I'm singing this song because one thing that she and my father always really encouraged my siblings and I to do was to be ourselves, regardless of what anybody said or what anybody thought, including them. And I really am so glad to dedicate this song to my mother and to all the mothers who are encouraging their children to be what they are. What I am. I am my own special creation. So come take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am. I am what I am. I don't want praise, I don't want pity. I bang my own drum. Some think it's noise, I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each feather and each spangle? Why not try to see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can shout out loud, I am what I am. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. I deal my own deck, sometimes the ace, sometimes the deuces. It's one life and there's no return and no deposit. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till say, hey world, I am what I
Willie, I am so grateful your mother loved you into being who you are, and that you are willing to share that with us. For some people's worst postnasal drip day, they can still sing better than other people's healthiest day. We are learning so many things. We're also learning about how UUCA's endowment and legacy society mothers to this community, to all of us. Caring for this community, taking care of us, nurturing us so that we could build this vibrant new campus, so that we can continue to grow. So we honor the Legacy Society, we honor our endowment as those who are also mothering community, nurturing something so that it can grow. Blessings on your gift to this vibrant place and people. Blessings upon this offering. Please join me in the dedication of this morning's offering to the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action we call community. We dedicate our lives, and these are offerings.
In 1974, the poet Adrienne Rich read about an all-female mountain climbing expedition and wrote, "Fantasia for Elvira Chatayev." This mountain, which has taken the imprint of our minds through changes elemental and minute, as those we underwent to bring each other here, choosing ourselves, each other, and this life, whose every breath and grasp and further foothold is somewhere still enacted and continuing. Now we are ready, and each of us knows it. I have never loved like this. I have never seen my own forces so taken up and shared and given back. After the long training, the early sieges, we are moving almost effortlessly in our love. What does love mean? What does it mean to survive? A cable of blue fire ropes our bodies, burning together in the snow. We will not live to settle for less. We have dreamed of this all of our lives.
Bridget Biddy Mason is too big to fit inside a single sermon. An enslaved woman and mother of 3 who traveled with the family that owned her across the country to California, where she successfully fought for and won her freedom through the court system in 1856 at the age of 38. She then went on to work as a midwife and a nurse, then saved her money and amassed great wealth for her time, the equivalent of today's sort of $4 million. She founded a school and a foster home, and the largest and oldest black church in Los Angeles, the First African Methodist Episcopal Church of LA. She is an American hero, and she is famous as one of the first pioneers of Los Angeles, and somewhere along the line of her gloriously triumphant life, she was quoted as saying these words, which struck me today. You cannot receive with a closed hand. Amen. But it is easier said than done, isn't it? It is a great spiritual discipline to learn to trust again. To trust after a broken heart is, in fact, the work of a lifetime. And we have been so disappointed. We have worked for reproductive justice in one generation, only to see it stripped away from us in the next. We have sheltered in place. We have stayed home, gotten vaccinated, done everything we knew how to do, and yet still we lost our loved ones. Still, we became sick ourselves. We suffered. When some of us were young, we hoped that maybe by the year 2022, we would have full racial equality in America. We would have learned how to live at peace with each other, finally. We would have a state-of-the-art public education for all kids in every community. We would have excellent health care for all of us. We had hoped maybe recycling and separating our plastics would save the earth. But instead, we have entered an age of disconnection and disunity with none of those hopes resolved. Not much chance we will taste the fruits of those particular hopes in our lifetimes. There's a lot of disappointment. But what if we can still have something good? What if the good is still on its way to us, right here and now in our lives and our community? As we pack our bags and all of our things to make yet another transition during a time of near constant transition, where change truly is the only thing we can count on, I have been asking myself lately, what was that we said 4 years ago? We would be here maybe for less than a year. Maybe our greatest mistake back then, and I count myself as part of that, was that we thought we could predict our needs. We thought we could predict real estate. We thought building projects, fundraising. We thought we knew so much when maybe it might have been better to admit from the very start how little we know about the wilderness we were about to endure. It is not defeatist to refrain from predictions. It is humble. It is human even. My colleague, Reverend Sherry Holliday Kwan, recently told me about her time as a Peace Corps recruiter. She said that when she was a Peace Corps recruiter, she would instruct people who were overwhelmed by the prospect of packing 2 years in a foreign country. She would tell them to pack by making 3 piles. 1 pile over here of the required things you will need, the things you think you will definitely need. 1 pile of the things that you might need to survive, to make it. And then a 3rd pile full of the non-essential fun things that just bring you joy. Then she would tell them, fill the suitcase with no more than half of the 1st pile, nothing from the 2nd pile, and as much of the 3rd pile as you can possibly cram into your luggage. As it turns out, we are really bad at predicting our needs in a new place. What Sherry had learned from her 2 years in Uganda is that everything you need to survive can be supplied by the people who already are living there. They live there. Some of what you think you need, you will never use in this other country. The thing that serves the community best is the thing that we often think of as extra and joyful and abundant about each one of us. What will serve you best, she said, is if you bring your own soul force. Whatever brings you joy, bring it into that community. Share it. And we are packing up now, preparing to make our big move into the unknown again. And as we prepare the way to enter our next campus, right about now, you might be thinking about making 3 piles to pack and bring with you. But I am telling you, we just need to bring the 3rd pile. Everything you truly need, it will be there. You might be worrying about something that you think is essential, but what we have learned these past 2 years, we have learned what we truly need to survive. We have learned what is truly essential. It's really us, our joy, our passion, our creativity. We don't need all the spaces to be set up perfectly. We don't need everything to look how it used to. Amen? What we will need to take with us is everything from that 3rd pile, your joy, your spark of creativity, your imagination about what a community can truly become. It is difficult to abandon the first 2 piles, though. To imagine, really, that we are about to receive everything we have ever wanted. This place, it will not fit or fulfill all of your needs as an individual. There will be things even I wish was different. Even now, there are probably things I think I need to make it all work, but when we arrive, when we emerge as a congregation in full view, ready to unfurl our mission and our ministries with those 33,000 cars that will pass us by each day, I honestly don't know if I'm any good at predicting what I need. I do know we will need to bring our vibrancy. We will need to bring a congregation that is alive with passion, joy, creativity, inviting in others to enter with their open hands and say, yes, I am ready to receive the good that is coming to me. Because we have been handed a lot of disappointments. We have been handed a mountain of trouble to climb, and difficulty, and delays, and constraints. But now we're getting closer every day to having our collective dreams fulfilled, to having something truly good. The question is, will we know it when we see it? Because if you don't prepare yourself to receive the good, to know it when you see it, you might miss the blessing. If you expect to be perfectly pleased by everything you see, then you are in danger, my friends. You are in danger. See, you might miss the blessing. If you come with a magnifying glass looking for cracks in the mortar, well, you might miss the blessing. If you come expecting everything to function perfectly for everyone, you might miss the blessing. If you think in terms only of how comfortable you are in the chair, in the sanctuary, in the kitchen, in the space, well, you might miss the blessing. If you have already decided you will only be happy, you will only be satisfied if, you might miss the blessing. If you come looking for only what pleases you, but cannot see how this will meet the needs of newcomers, parents, young children, elderly, trans folks, artists, unhoused people, people who have just found us on Instagram, our new neighbors, you will miss the blessing. Because this new campus, this dream we have all had, it's not about pleasing each of us individually, not about pleasing you or me or any one of us, because it's not a singular dream. This is a collective affirmation that, yes, church still matters. Yes, in-person gatherings, well, they are necessary to our resilience. So you out there, think about when you're going to come back. Come back to us. That's also next week's sermon. Yes, even when our hearts have been broken, we can trust in the collective. We can trust again. Yes, life has called us on, and we have answered the call. It is a different world now than it was 4 years ago. It is a different world than it was 2 years ago. We will need a fresh approach not only for this new era of our congregation, but also for this emerging post-pandemic society. Now, I know we are all weighed down by a spiritual weariness. I know. So rest when you need to. And remember to always enter this community, this place, with an open hand. Ready to receive what the collective has called good. Say it now. I am open. Say it now. I am open. I am open to wonder. Let me see your hands actually open like this. Yeah. I did this prayer at a conference with a few thousand other people where we had to spend some of our time with this prayer stance and say, I am open to what has been lovingly prepared for me. Say, I am open. I am open. So bring your open hands, bring your open arms, bring everything in that third packing pile. Your joy, your passion, your soulful spark, your wonder, your love for this congregation, for this world. It needs your joy. It needs your playfulness, your openness especially. It needs you. Now we are ready, the poet said. And each of us knows it. I have never loved like this. I have never seen my own forces so taken up and shared and given back. After the long training, the early sieges, we are moving almost effortlessly in our love. We will not live to settle for less. We have dreamed of this all of our lives. It will be so.
Thank you for that great message, Reverend Strauss. We are open so that we will not miss the blessing. Let's stand and let's sing our closing hymn, number 108. I'm sorry, that is wrong. Turn the page. Number 6, just as long as I have breath. Just as long as I have breath, I must answer yes to life. Though with pain I made my way, still with hope I meet each day. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to life. Just as long as vision lasts, I must answer yes to truth. In my dream and in my dark, always that elusive spark. If they ask what I did well, them I said yes to truth. Just as long as my heart beats, I must answer yes to love. Disappointment pierced me through, still I kept on loving you. Ask what I did best, tell them I said yes to love.
So let us not receive with a closed hand. Let us say yes and enter into all that is before us, the tremendous mountain of work still ahead as a community of faith. Let us say yes to it all. And to your mother, when she asks you to do something today, also say yes. Go with love and freshness. Go enjoy and go in peace. Amen. Be blessed.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, getting stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hating, greed, and jealousy. We are working to be free. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, the world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, getting stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, getting stronger every day.
You are the new day. You are the new day. I will love you more than me and more than yesterday. If you can but prove to me you are the new day. Send the sun in time for dawn. Let the birds all hail the morning. Love of life will as we say, you are the new day. When I lay me down at night, knowing we must fade, thoughts occur that this night might stay yesterday. Thoughts that we as humans small could slow worlds and end it all. Lie around me where they fall before the new day. One more day when time is running out for everyone. Like a breath I knew would come, I reach for a new day. Hope is my philosophy, just needs days in which to be. Love of life means hope for me, born on a new day. You are the new day. You are the new day. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. This little light of mine.